Hi, Mom.
Hi, Lizzie.
Welcome. Today's topic is about sequencing. The first question is, every school or style of yoga has a different philosophy about sequencing. What is your philosophy, or what are your ideas, your guidelines about sequencing?
Sequencing is probably one of the most important things in a class.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of the things that's the least taught or considered.
Mm-hmm.
And so here's my basic philosophy of sequencing. The effect of any pose is directly related to the pose that came before it. And here's what I mean by that. If you're lying on the floor and you've been doing some back bending and you do bow pose, you lie on the floor, you bend your knee on your stomach, you bend your knees, you take your hands around your ankles and you lift up into bow pose. If you do that, if you walk in the yoga studio and do that first, you're going to have one experience. But if you warm up into back bends, you're going to have another experience. And then if you continue past that level into Urdhva Dhanurasana and other more what we call advanced back bends, and then you do bow pose, suddenly bow pose is going to feel like Shavasana. But when you walked in the studio, it felt hard. And the pose, I often ask my students this. I say, we'll play around with sequencing. And I'll ask them, is this pose hard? Or did you really feel that? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Then we do 3 or 4 poses and we go back to it. Now has the pose changed? Oh, it's totally changed. Mm-hmm. No, it hasn't. We've changed.
Yeah.
We, the practitioner, the poses haven't changed in 5,000 years. And so this is a very important perspective to understand. We want to choose a pose because of its effects. The asana is not the yoga. The residue the asana leaves in your nervous system is the yoga, because what we're attempting to do with asana practice, with pranayama practice, with meditation practice, is we're attempting to shift or manipulate our nervous system. And I like the word manipulate because I believe that we're always trying to manipulate our nervous system. We wake up, we drink coffee. We smoke funny cigarettes. We eat chocolate. We stand on our head. We go for a run. We take a shower. We get a massage. All the things that human beings are doing, we get hungry, we eat. We're trying to manipulate our nervous system into a homeostasis, into an ease, into a happiness, into a contentedness. And so it's a constant tightrope walk. And so the asana it is a manipulation of your nervous system. The question to me is, am I manipulating my nervous system consciously or unconsciously? And asana or meditation or pranayama are conscious manipulations of the nervous system. So I have an intention with Trikonasana. I'm attempting to manipulate the student's nervous system, neuromuscular system a certain way. So then what would follow after that? Where am I going? Classes to me, in my mind, are choreographed.
Wait, say more about that.
I have an idea where I'm going.
How much of an idea do you have when you go to teach a 3-hour asana class?
Am I answering as a person with 44 years of teaching experience, or am I answering as a person with 3?
Both. I mean, how did you start? How did you used to prepare versus
in the beginning, I followed pretty much a sequence. We started with sun salutations. We went through it and we did Cobra Locust Bow. We did headstand, shoulder stand, forward bend, Shavasana. That we had a sequence.
In every class?
Yes, it was very similar, slight variations. Now, honestly, I have a generalized shape. I have a direction. I'm moving in a specific direction without, I hope, rigidity. I'm willing to, someone asks a question about that pose and we take a little trip down that rabbit hole and it opens up into something else. Because I believe that the more radically present I am when I teach, the more powerful the teaching is. The more it suits the moment. For example,